Okay, so this is question 7 from 2.1. It says use the frequency distribution shown below to construct an expanded frequency distribution. Oh, okay. So let's look at this. See if this changes anything if we open it up. Okay, it's not working for me. All right. Hey, let's just do. We don't actually just looking at this is all we need actually. So the nice thing is the class is actually decided for you already. To me, that's the hardest part of these frequency distributions. So that part's done for you. Frequency also done for you. To find the midpoint, all you do is you just find the middle point between 17 and 27. So whatever the class is. And to do that, it's actually pretty simple. You just take the average. When you have two items, turns out the average is the exact same thing as the midpoint. So let me show that in a separate screen. Hold on. Okay, so here we have 17 and 27. So to find the midpoint, you just add them together and then divide by 2. Same way you find average, same way you find midpoint between two things. It's the number that's halfway between. If you think about this, 22, that's 5 above 17, right? And it's 5 below 27. So that puts it right in the middle. That's why it's the midpoint. So that's the first piece. Next is the relative frequency. So to figure out relative frequency, first you need to figure out how many total things were recorded in your data. And to do that, you got to just add up all the frequencies you have. So referring back to my table here real quick. You got total frequencies would be the sum of all these guys. 17 plus 44 plus 67 plus 68 plus 79 plus 67 plus 23. So I'm going to type all those in. 17 plus 44 plus 67 plus 68 plus 79 plus 67 plus 23. Okay, so that's going to tell me the total number of things that were recorded. Actually, I could have just figured it out because if I just read the question more carefully, this is talking about temperature in a year, it looks like. So yeah, 365 days, right? That's how you know what the total is. So to find the relative frequency, all you do is take that number for that particular class and divide it by the total. That will give you the relative frequency. It's kind of like the frequency as a percentage or as a proportion. Okay, so far so good.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Okay, sweet. Sure. Okay, so let's fill these guys in. Midpoint would be the 22, like we said, right? And then it says round to the nearest hundredth. My answer was 0.046, so that'll be 0.05 to the nearest hundredth. And the cumulative frequency, you just put, for that first row, you just put the current frequency there, which would be 17. It's kind of just like a running total. And then the next time you do cumulative frequency, you just add on the new number. So it'll be 17 plus 44, and that will give you the new cumulative frequency. 17 plus 44 is 61. I have to use my calculator because I don't do math. So 61 for that. And relative frequency, same idea. You take this 44 divided by 365. And that's 0.12 roughly. And then the midpoint is halfway between 28 and 38. The other way that you can figure out the midpoint. So I know I told you could find the average, add the two together, divide by 2. You have another option. Just look at what's the difference between these guys. 28 to 38, that's the difference of 10, right? So 10 is the gap between those. If you take half of that and add it to the left side or subtract it from the right side, that's going to give you the midpoint. So in this case, half of 10 is 5. So if I just add 5 to 28, that will give me the midpoint of 33. I could have done that here too. 17 to 27, that's a gap of 10. Half of 10 is 5. If I add 5 to 17, I would have gotten 22 that way too. Double check this is correct. Okay. And the rest is kind of the same thing. Just continue on for the rest of them. Okay, we'll stop that.